All right, here we are. Here we are again, back again. So today we're talking about the importance of purpose. So obviously purpose is important for both sexes, but I'm just going to be speaking from a man's perspective for this one, as I am a man. So it's only right that I can pull from my own anecdotal experiences in life and, kind of relate that to what we're talking about now. So while purpose is vital for everyone, I'll share insights based on my own experiences and observations and pretty much how it impacts men. So let's start with the biological side. I studied from the University of California in 2014, found that individuals with a strong sense of purpose had lower levels of inflammation and better cardiovascular health. This means that having a purpose can literally help reduce inflammation in the body, leading to improved heart health. From my own experience, I noticed how purpose can transform my own motivation. For instance, I'm a fighter, and during my fight camps, I feel incredibly driven and focused. But in between fights, when that purpose fades, it's easy to feel lost and less motivated, which really highlights how crucial purpose is. So to understand our purpose affects our cardiovascular health, let's look at the methods that are used in the study. The researchers measured participants' sense of purpose through surveys and then tracked the biomarkers related to inflammation, such as C-reactive protein levels. They found that the people with the highest sense of purpose had significantly lower inflammation, suggesting that a purposeful mindset can help the body manage stress more effectively. And this kind of resonates with my own experiences. For instance, during intense training, I noticed that my body feels stronger and more resilient. I'd say less prone to inflammation, but it's hard to tell, but I guess going back to the resilience thing, I feel like I get hurt less, unless I'm really pushing it and I'm sparring hard or, just being stupid. But for the most part, I noticed that when I'm just taking it easy, when I'm outside of a fight camp, and I tend to get more knocks and bruises that I'm like, oh, shins are hurting, or, spraying my wrist and stuff. But yeah, again, during fight camps, when I'm really locked in and my body's in full shape and stuff, I feel like I'm on fire and my body is just made out of stone, essentially. So on the psychological part, a study from Harvard in 2016 found that people with a strong sense of purpose are more resilient to stress and report high levels of happiness and life satisfaction. And again, from my own experience, I noticed how purpose can transform my motivation in life overall. During fight camps, I feel incredibly driven and focused, but in between fights, that sense of purpose can fade, and it's easier to feel lost and just less motivated overall. And that kind of highlights how crucial purpose is. And so it's important to acknowledge that in society, men are often evaluated on what they can provide and produce. And this societal pressure can make it especially challenging when we feel unmotivated or lack purpose, leading to negative mental states, really going downhill, essentially. Downward spiral, feel lost, feel unmotivated. So I thought I'd mention some cool quotes from some ancient Greek philosophers that I like. So the first one's from Aristotle, and he states, "Where your talents and the needs of the world cross, that's where your purpose lies." So that's a banger. And the second one's from Epictetus, where he says, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." So it's pretty heavy, very simple, but very heavy when you think about it. And just think to yourself, these people were thinking this type of stuff back in the ancient times. We're talking around the 400 BCE times, maybe earlier. But it's crazy to think that they were thinking all this stuff back then and pondering upon that. So do with it as you will. I think it's quite valuable for the topic of this video. So in conclusion, having a purpose isn't just about mental well-being. It deeply influences our physical health and overall quality of life. So I hope this discussion kind of helps you and inspires you to find your own purpose and acknowledge that if you are feeling lost or very unmotivated or depressed, it could be just the fact that you don't have a goal in mind and kind of do lack purpose in life. And it might help you just ponder upon the thought about what you might want to achieve. And if you can lock in a goal, especially being the start of the year, I'm sure you'll be able to see how it will dramatically start to change your overall mind state. I know it has for me. As soon as I really had my goals set in place and I started to really strive for them, I've just noticed I feel like I've got another wind in my sails, and I'm just go. I wake up feeling better, more motivated, I've got more energy, less things bother me, because it's just it almost feels like I'm like a boulder rolling down a hill and all these little outside things just kind of bouncing off me as I'm just going. Yeah, so overall, I hope this helps. I hope you like my board, and even though the handwriting isn't good, once again, I hope you can kind of see the illustrations about how important it all is. And yeah, if you like the video and you want to see more of this, then yeah, chuck a like, give me a subscribe, and if you've got any suggestions of what other videos you might want me to make, then yeah, chuck them in the comments, and yeah, I'll be glad to reply to you and take it on board. So, and if you've got any tips on how I can make these videos better, I'm all ears. So thanks again, and I'll see you next week.